there was one headline where I'd just been telling a story about how I'd bought some flowers that actually turned out to be brassicas, which are a type of cabbage. The tabloid in question had made a whole story about how I buy cabbages for my house, and they'd photoshopped a picture of my face into the middle of a cabbage in an actual newspaper. That was someone's actual job, and I respect it. I respect it. That's the kind of headline I want. Hi, I'm Vick Hope, and I'm here with ELLE UK to play Ask Me Anything. The best date I've ever been on, my first date with my husband. And that's that. In a film of my life, I would like Daniel Day-Lewis to play me because he's a really good actor. No, probably not. At the moment, Zendaya, because she's absolutely killing it. I'm obsessed with her. I love following on Instagram because I love the way she plays with fashion, her and Law Roach. I love the way she plays with beauty as well. I can never wait to see what she's gonna hit the red carpet wearing or what looks they're gonna create together. So I'll be happy with that. She's an excellent actress, first and foremost. And the film would be called, oh, it's such a good question. I wish I had an answer, a ready-made answer for it. It'd probably be called Hopeless. Or Hopeful. Come on, let's not be negative. Hopeful. I feel like every day there's something. It's one of those places where you forget that. And I know this sounds hard to understand, but you do forget that you're broadcasting to millions of people, because we're always taught, and we always have to remember that you never know what anyone's going through when they switch the radio on. We're a community, you know, and in many ways you're talking to millions of people, but in many ways as well, you've got to imagine you're speaking to just one person, and they could have had any sort of day, which is why I love it so much, is the idea that you can hopefully make someone smile if they've been going through it that day. It's just a laugh. And sometimes when you're having a laugh, you say things like you would in the pub with your friends, is a bit throwaway, but someone else might really remember it. And they do. Our listeners have got great memories. There's a lot of allusions to bodily functions that actually I probably shouldn't tell people I don't know, and then here we are. My most streamed song on Spotify or any other streaming service, probably BBC Sounds, of 2024 so far is genuinely Fairground by Simply Red. I don't know how this has happened, but we've got into a habit over the last few weeks of when we need a little boost in our house, we stick it on. It's become our go-to song and we dance around the kitchen. And it just makes you feel amazing. And you sing it at the top of your voice. And you know what it is? It's because there's the steel drums in there. There's a before he goes into the chorus. And you do the actions of doing it. Try it. You'll love it. You'll feel really good. And then for some reason, what happens on said streaming service is that it takes you through the campus disco that you can imagine song by song. It's not even a playlist. It's just my algorithm's doing something. He won't mind me saying this because he can take the piss out of himself so well. But the funniest thing Jamie Lang's told me, he came in on his first day and I can't remember what we were talking about, but he went, Vic, you know, the best thing you can buy is land. And I was like, Jamie, that is not relatable content. That is not for the radio. just to let you know, before we go on air, don't be saying that. There are so many rumours that I've heard about myself that make me laugh out loud. And the thing is, it's all self-inflicted, because what I forget is when I'm on the radio every day is that things can get taken out of context. And when you see something that you've said as a joke to your mate, essentially, and to all your mates who are listening, often when it's written down, it looks like a statement with real audacity, and it's just not that. So I'm trying to think. There was one headline where I'd just been telling a story about how I'd bought some flowers that actually turned out to be brassicas, which are a type of cabbage. The tabloid in question had made a whole story about how I buy cabbages for my house, and they'd photoshopped a picture of my face into the middle of a cabbage in an actual newspaper. That was someone's actual job, and I respect it. I respect it. That's the kind of headline I want. A picture of my face in a cabbage, I'll take it. I'll take that any day over anything salacious or like love life or any of that. Just put my face in a cabbage and I'm happy. This is gonna sound so twee, but the best present I've ever received, so when I was born, I was given a teddy bear called Snowy. who I still have. She's as old, well, she's older than me. I say she, sometimes she's a he. She's very fluid depending on what I need that day from her/him. Snowy is like a part of our family, and she has gone with me to uni. She's in every photo of me as a little girl. I'm holding Snowy's hand. She knows me better than I know myself, and she still has a place in our bedroom. She sits on she's not allowed in the bed anymore, but she sits on a little chair next to our bed, and I love her very much. She used to be white, which is why she's called Snowy. She is not white anymore. It's a bit gross when you think about it, but I remember when she was, when I was little, my mum used to put her in the washing machine, and I used to stand with my hands against it like she was in some kind of jail going, she doesn't like it in there. So now that I'm an adult and I don't have to do what my mum says, I don't wash her, which is gross. But she's probably the best present I've ever received because I love her. My favourite phrase in all of the languages I speak is the word quilombo. In Spanish, it's used in Argentina. It's sort of colloquial, and it means cluster f***. And it is so specific to Argentine slang and to situations that you find yourself in. It just doesn't really apply anywhere else. It has to be there. And I just think it's such a lovely word. It just rolls off the tongue, and it's just so, when you need it, it's just so right. Es un quilombo. I got this one in Ibiza at about 2 in the morning. Me and my brothers all have the same one. My mum was not best pleased because I definitely led them astray after a few too many drinks. I've got 3 little birds on my side, which I was really proud of at the time. So me and Roman Kemp got these tattoos together when we got the breakfast show on Capital years and years ago. And he got his grandma's handwriting. Obviously I didn't get that, although I did threaten. He said it was weird. I want to get 3 birds. I want them to represent my little brothers. I've got 3 of them. Me and the tattoo artist, we designed it together, and they were going to sort of represent their personalities. And I was really happy with it. And then we went out for drinks afterwards, and everyone kept saying, why have you got the Lib Dem logo on you? And it turns out it's the Lib Dem logo. So I feel like that's the tattoo artist's fault. Like, he really had me, but it's also my fault because I truly believe that I came up with that, and I didn't. But my favourite tattoo is under my arm. I've got a swallow, and it's for my friend who passed away. This was the same as his last tattoo, and I went to the same guy who did his last tattoo before he died, and with his sister we got them together, so it means a lot. And whenever I see it, I remember him. If I could only wear one piece of jewellery for the rest of my life, it would be a problem. Because, as you can see, I like to stack. I'm a fan of layering. This is why I've been such a huge fan of all the Pandora pieces. At the moment, I've got lots of like gold and pearly bits. It's spring going into summer. I feel like they're so perfect for this time of year. It just makes you feel like light and breezy. And thank you so much for your questions. I will see you soon.